So this is my fleet. Um, I've got it. I've got it currently sorted out by sort of type, but I've tried to make it so that it looks like different corporations made the ships. So some of them look similar, and some of them are kind of like I've only got one of. But I do want to make a whole fleet from each design, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to show you around all of these. I do have a lot more, but it's just little stuff. So I thought I'd just show you around each one, talk about them a little bit, and yeah, this is my fleet. So this is the first ship I ever built in survival. It's my miner. It's got a lot of drills, obviously. It can carry a lot. It's got a refiner. It's got a jump drive, and this is one of the best ships I've ever made, just because it's really functional. I can just literally just hop in this, go anywhere, and I'll be fine. It can mine, it can refine, it can build. It's got assemblers in there, and yeah. But say it's the first one I ever built in survival, and I'm really proud of this one. I don't think I named it, but I've named some of these, but yeah. But this is one of my favourites, and I do have like I call them like civilian stuff. So I might show you some. Hang on. As I do that, PE personal shuttles. Yeah, so I made some like little shuttles. I didn't bother putting them out because they're half finished. But yeah, I've got quite a few of these. And what these are meant to be is like your car. Because I thought if you're in space, you're going to want stuff that can survive going between planets and space stations and stuff. So I've got like 6 of these different designs. I won't show you them all. But yeah, inside I just wanted to make an interior, got kitchen, toilet and all this. And I just wanted to make it look like you could actually survive in here if you're going maybe between planets or between space stations or something like that. But yeah, I might show you another one. The personal shuttle. I've got another one that looks quite good. Is that one? Yeah. So these are only meant to be kind of a set piece, if that makes sense. That's upside down. Push the buttons. Yeah. But like I say, these are meant to be kind of like if I built, let's say, a space service station, like gas station, whatever, and I might have a few of these like on autopilot flying around, and yeah, I've made a few of them. Where'd I put the door on this one? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, but like I say, I've tried to give them an interior that looks like you could survive in it. This one's a bit more luxurious than the other one. It's got a desk and a sofa. Yeah, but like I say, I've tried to make it look like different companies made these things. But yeah, but I'm not going to show you them all. But this one here, like I thought, there's going to be big hauling ships like cargo containers and stuff. So this I made as a kind of a trailer. So it's got a huge amount of storage. I'm not actually using it. It's upside down. That's annoying. But yeah. So I thought there'd be a larger ship which I haven't made, which will carry maybe a dozen of these, whatever. And then when you get to the docks, you need to unload them. So I made this unloader here, and it's got these magnets. So this fits over there perfectly, and it can fly around with it quite well. I've never tried it fully loaded because it's, like I say, it's just a set piece. But this ship here, I I made it, and I thought, what if I strap guns to it? And I put a load of guns on it, and it just wouldn't die. And I thought maybe I could make a ship out of it, like redesign it so it's not so like the engines are vulnerable, obviously, in the cockpit, but a bit of a changing around, and this would be a really hard to kill ship. But I didn't really want to do that. So yeah, this is my like hauler, dock hauler, whatever you want to call it. And I think like the way I've laid things out here, and I know this isn't like the correct navy thing, but this is how I'm doing it. It's like in Stellaris. So you've got my fighters, my gunships, my corvettes, my heavy, no, they're frigates, and then my destroyers. So the way I've done it is, like, the corvettes are meant to be patrol or escort ships, or if they're in a fleet, they'll be more support. The frigates are more combat orientated. So they've got more armor, more weapons, things like that. And then the destroyers are going to be kind of the main fighting ships. So I've got a few designs of those. Yeah, but the way I've designed it in my fleet, I didn't want one ship to be able to do everything. So these can get defeated by these, and these can get defeated by them. And like, you'd need a squad of fighters to defeat one of these. So I've made it so it makes sense in the fleet, rather than just have one ship that does everything. Sorry, hiccup. So yeah, I'm just going to show you around my different designs and talk about them a little bit. So these are my fighters. So like I say, I just called this Grim because I've got quite a few designs that have got this same hook thing on it. So this is called the Sickle, I think. It's got a good firepower on it. It's got heavy armor. It's very slow, but that's kind of a trade-off. So yeah, it works well under AI. These all work really well under AI, and I've combat tested everything here, and they all hold up pretty well. But yeah, so this is the Sickle. This one I didn't name, but this is one of the first fighters I built. Now it has got some pretty big weaknesses, but that's by design, because I don't want the fighters just to be indestructible. So I deliberately put weak points on pretty much all my ships, and that's more because I don't want it to last forever in a fight. I want it to be good, obviously, but I don't want it to just last forever, because that's not what they're supposed to do. Because if you can have a fighter that lasts forever, what's the point of building anything else? So yeah, I have engineered weaknesses in some of these, but that's just how my brain works. This one here, this is one of the newer ones I built, and it's got a good amount of firepower on it. These assault cannons or auto cannons, I can't remember. What are they? Auto cannons. Yeah, but you get a lot of firepower on it. It's got good armour, but this is way more manoeuvrable and faster than the other ones. So that's kind of a newer one I made. And this one here, yeah, this one here is, I made this to raid Factorum bases, because whenever I go inside, I just end up getting just murdered by the interior turrets constantly. So I haven't tested this out in a smaller facility yet. I have gone inside a hangar they had with I think it had the Prototech refiner in it. But yeah, it lasted quite nicely. But yeah, I want to put a Gatling turret under here. I thought I had, but it's come off somehow. But there's supposed to be a Gatling turret under here. Oh, this has got damaged. How did that get damaged? Must have been a random passerby. But it's missing a Gatling turret. Hang on, I'll see if I can find one that's not damaged. What did I call that? The Raider, I think. Raider. Yeah. The Raider. Yeah. Don't know how that got damaged, but whatever. So yeah, I got a Gatling turret on here that's set to weapons, so I'm hoping that'll take out the interior turrets. I've got these weapons here that I control myself through the camera, and they're for taking out heavier turrets, and this is for taking out doors and stuff. So my hope is that I can fly this inside and navigate, but obviously it's just one of these with the wings cut off. But it should be small enough. I haven't really tested it out yet, but I'm going to. So yeah, that's all my fighters. Now I've got my gunships. So these are meant to have a lot more armour and weapons than the fighters, and they got a lot more manoeuvrability. But again, like, there's one piece of armour, then there's the tank under here. I don't know if, yeah, it's a bit dark, but I've got a light, yeah. So yeah, the tanks are under here, and I've got the ions on them, so they're tougher. But yeah, this one's got the rocket launchers under here, and a couple of interior turrets. But these are meant to last longer than the fighters and be a bit tougher, but they're not as good as those. So, yeah, that's a gunship. And I've got this other one. This has got a lot of rocket launchers on it, obviously. And these have actually got interiors, and I used I used that ship there as a base for a lot of this, because I wanted it to look like it's part of a production line, if that makes sense. So it has got a bit of an interior in this one. This is before I revamped them all. But yeah, and there's a control seat up there. But yeah, it's got a bit of an interior, because I thought these would be more like they're attached to another ship, but they can go on patrol on their own, so they've got a bit more range on them. But this one here is meant to be kind of doesn't stray too far from the ship. But yeah, these are kind of halfway between a corvette and a gunship. Like this one here has got lightly armed, but the idea of this one is it's a transport, so it's got lots of cargo containers, and I thought I could put either troops or whatever here. So that's the idea. I think I called this one the Gremlin. This one was the Imp. I didn't name that one. But yeah, those are my gunships. And this one, I'm trying to get it where you can see. The light's failing me. This is the first ship I ever built in this game, and I'm really pleased with it. I think it looks really nice. I've had to alter things inside a few times when I bought the DLCs when they were on sale. So I've tried to add some DLC blocks into it, and also I bought the game just before they did the AI update. So inside there was all of the AI blocks, because I didn't know what they did. But since then I've put a jump drive in it and streamlined things inside. But all of these from here on have full jump drives and full interiors. But I'm not going to show you every single one, so there's not much point. But I'll show you inside this one. So this one, this is reverse thrust obviously, but there's my jump drive. This is an assembler survival kit. So I wanted this to be like you can go out in it and like long range patrol. That was the idea. But I say my corvettes are meant to be sort of escorts or things like that, or patrol, and some of them are built more with military in mind, but for the most part these are meant to be just more versatile backup ships. So I've got a version here with railgun, and I took off the side turrets and I put an artillery one on the top. Do I change the time of day? It's better. That's a bit better. Yeah, so yeah. So this has got, say, this is more of an artillery one. And oh, I didn't show you the inside of this one. Something I found out though is like this, if I shut that door it pressurizes. Yeah, so normally in the airlocks it depressurizes the ship, right? So but if I do that, then do this, straight away it's pressurized. I don't know if that's because it's half a block, but I'm pretty sure when I normally go in an airlock it depressurizes everything. But maybe because it's only got to pressurize these two blocks. I don't know. But anyway. So here's the kitchen and a TV, a sofa, a bar, cryo room. And this is a recharging station. I think that's a new block because I've never seen it before. But yeah. And then up here they've got a cockpit, then a bed, toilet, locker rooms. So yeah, this is the newer interior I've got with the newer blocks. But yeah, all of these have full interiors, but I'm not going to go around every single one. But yeah, so this is the scythe, and this is the scythe artillery. And then up here we got, I think, I'm going off Stellaris here, but I think it's called a brawler. It's got like short range weapons and more armour at the front. I mean, the sides are still vulnerable, but I've armoured like the fronts here and put decoys in it. Because the idea is that this one goes up close and personal and just rocket launches stuff. So Yeah, and it's got rocket turrets at the back as well. Because I never used to like rockets, but then I actually tried them because I thought, oh, rockets don't go through armor; they're useless. But what they do is, like, sake of argument, a rocket hits here. It's not going to destroy the armor, but it will damage what's behind the armor quite nicely. So that's something I'm experimenting with. But like I say, all these have been combat tests and they all work how I want them to. But yeah, rocket launchers I used to think were useless, but they're actually pretty good. And this one here is the same as the first one, but I've converted it to ions. Now, I don't like ion engines because they feel really sluggish and underpowered compared to hydrogen. But what they are good at is, like, let's say for sake of argument, I got cored by a missile here. As long as I've got functional batteries and these are attached to the ship, they will still work. But the hydrogen won't. So, yeah, I thought I'd do one that's meant for more combat, more durability. But other than that, it's the same. But yeah, I'm trying to put more ions in stuff because I don't like them because they're slow, but they are way more durable. So, yeah. This one here is called the Hammerhead. So, it's got, like, inside there's, what's it called? The blast doors. I've put here and there. I didn't go too crazy on armour. This one's got a bit of armour on the inside behind this. And this can ram reasonably well. But it's not... That's meant to be like a last ditch. But I think this one looks pretty good. So, yeah, this one's got a different layout inside. But, yeah, I know orange, but I haven't got around to the colour scheming it properly yet. I just wanted it to look different. Yeah, so this one's got not a lot of an interior in it, but yeah, I'm still working on designs. I get most of it done, then some days I'm just going to go, oh, today I just feel like doing interiors, then I'll redesign it and save that as a new blueprint. So, yeah. I mean, this one here, I mean, it's pretty much similar to that, but I did build it separate. But I wanted to have something that looked like this company ripped them off, or they ripped this company off, like some people do. So this has got a different layout, but this is actually faster than that one. It's more manoeuvrable, and yeah, it's got... Did I do an interior in this one? Yeah, I did. So yeah, 2 beds, cryo room, bridge. I was going to put displays around here, but you're limited on what you can put on the displays. So yeah, little bookshelf, kitchen. So I thought, because it's a military vessel, they don't care too much about comfort, but you're going to need one person sleeping, one person piloting. So that was the idea behind this one. Then here, I actually built this one in survival. This one's called the Manatee, obviously, because this here has got lots of decoys in it. So it just looked like a manatee to me because of the sticky out nose. This one's got just a bridge here. I was going to do a version with an enclosed bridge that's pressurised, but I thought this would be more of a patrol ship. So I think it's fine just using oxygen bottles. Plus, I've actually used this in the survival, and as long as you've got oxygen bottles on you, it's fine. But yeah, it's got a lot of firepower. It's fairly tough. But yeah, say it's meant for shorter range than these. Then this one and this one I kind of just built for fun. So this one's just a submarine I made. And I'm going to change that light again. Hang on. I forget how to do this. Is that... that'll do. Yeah, so this one I just wanted to make a submarine. I've done the best I can with the dome, but there's no block that sort of smooth this out. But yeah, it's got rocket launchers down here, so I thought there'd be torpedoes. And that's all the armament it's got. But I say, I made this more for fun, but I wanted to do one that looks like naval vessels. So I might do like an actual navy looking ship with a deck on the top and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to make a submarine. It's not great in combat, but I built this more for fun, and I think it looks pretty good. This one here is another uh, sort of just rockets. I was going to put turrets on it, but I thought, well, I put turrets on everything, so this one's just more rockets. And I just wanted it to look different, so I did a different profile on it. And yeah, I didn't do nothing on the interior, it's just a cockpit. But yeah, I say I wanted to look different than the others. I'm trying to, like I say, I want it to look like one person didn't design all these. I want it to be like, this is that company, this is that company, so I'm trying different stuff. This one here is the Trilobite, and I built this because I've got a Trilobite fossil, and I thought I'm going to make that. And yeah, this one looks ridiculous, but it's actually surprisingly durable. I've taken it into combat a few times, and it's empty on the inside. See, I haven't done the interior yet, but yeah, I get huge holes blasted out of here, and the AI is hidden back in there. It won't die. I've taken so I've taken this out quite a lot in combat, and it's been just blown away the whole front, and I've just had like this engine's left at the back, and obviously the guns are gone and stuff, but it was just I could use it for ramming and stuff, and it's actually quite durable, even though it looks stupid. Up next we got my frigates, and these are meant for be mostly for patrols and combat, but they can do other stuff. So this one's called the Talon, and as you can see, when I built the Scythe I really liked it, so I just sort of started chopping pieces off and added pieces, and I made a few different ships out of it, and I like that. I think it looks good. But yeah, the frigates have got more armour and more weapons than the corvettes, so that's in all of them. So this is the original Talon. It's got little wings there with decoys in it. It's got custom weapons in here, so this has got a lot of firepower. And then back here it's just got normal turrets. The door's different, but the interior is the same. But yeah, so that's the Talon. Then I've got this one here, which has got rocket launchers in the side and rocket launchers at the front. So this is meant to be another kind of like brawler, I think they call it. I might be wrong, but I'm going off Stellaris here. So yeah, so that's a up close and personal ship. And then this one here, I haven't named any of these, it's just Talon. But yeah, this one's got the same, but it's got Gatling guns inside it, because I thought, just try different weapons. The Gatling guns actually are fairly good. It's like every ship here, like all of them, even the fighters, these can easily take care of pirates, but the Factorum, I've only got a few that can stand up against them at the moment. But like I say, I don't want to just armour up one of these and just go out in that, 'cause what's the point? I wouldn't need to be nothing else then. But anyway, this is another Hammerhead, but this has got way more armour on it, and it's got more weapons. Now what I'm doing is I use either passages or corridors, because you can fire through them and it gives you a degree of protection. Because I thought, like, obviously not on this one, but if you got it like 5 deep, then you're only going to get your weapon damaged if they hit kind of straight on. So that's something I've been experimenting with, and it seems to actually work quite nicely. But yeah, this is a lot heavier. It's got a lot heavier armour. It's got more weapons. So, yep. This one here, I think I called this the Sentinel. But yeah, I say it's got a couple of rocket launchers up front. That's what a lot of these have got, and quite a few turrets on it. This one does have a design flaw. If I show you inside, I've tried. Yeah, this one's got a bit of a design flaw. Oh, I fixed it. Oh, the prototype I had a design flaw. I put these one block too low, and they were blowing up everything in here. Blew up this tank. So, yeah, yeah, I forgot I remade this. But yeah, it works well. It's, I think, one of the more what do you call it, agile ones, but it hasn't got as much firepower. I've tried to sort of balance that off, and it's got a lot of heavy armour on it, but sort of mostly towards the front. And I think that's it for the frigates. And then up here we got my destroyers. Now my destroyers can actually at least put up a really good fight against the Factorum, and by the end of it they're usually pretty wrecked but still functional, so I call that a win. So this one here, obviously by the same company, this one is the Reaper, I think I called it, because it looks like a scythe, and I'm an edgelord apparently. But yeah, this is entirely heavy armour, and it's got quite a few turrets on it, but I don't want to go too crazy. But yeah, it's got a lot of firepower, got a lot of armour, and it's actually still quite nimble, but it's not as tough as some of these. So yeah, this is like when I first built that, I really liked it, so I built a fighter and a destroyer off of it. But yeah, this is when I didn't really understand the game that well, so it has design flaws, but I'm going to say that that's intentional, so it does its role in the fleet or whatever. This is another one I built on survival, and I've called it the pencil because it looks like a pencil. Now, I built this because I thought I had a vague idea. I wanted to have things like this because I thought it would deflect incoming fire, and I thought that's a genius idea. It don't really work, and it kind of looks stupid, and I don't like it. And this middle part, I had an idea to have like a rotating section, which you can have, but it causes problems like when you're manoeuvring and stuff like that, so I took that off. And I don't like this ship, but it's actually quite a good design. Even though it looks stupid, it can actually survive a long time in a fight, and it's even good as a ram ship because I designed it for ramming. So yeah, I don't like this ship, but I do like it at the same time, and I built it in survival, so you know, I just kind of made that, just didn't design it, I just made it. And this is a heavier version of it, and obviously it's got rocket launchers in the front, a lot more heavy armour on it, and still the same armed back here. But yeah, this armour here, the hull, I was experimenting with gapped armour, so it's got the outside, then a gap, then the inside, and it kind of works-ish, but not as well as I hoped it would. So yeah, but a lot of these ships, like, I don't like the design, but I can learn from it because I'm like, okay, this worked, that didn't work, or whatever. So yeah. And this here I made, I'm gonna fix the light again. Where's the time of day? Can I just get... No, I can't. Okay, I'll try and get it a bit better. That'll do. That's the best I'm going to get. This one here is called the Lurker, and this is one I just designed 2 or 3 days ago, and it actually is very, very good ship. I took it up against... I've got a Factorum destroyer, warship, that I got off the workshop, and that's what I use it to practice against. I spawn it in, and I give it to the space pirates, and then I fight it. So this one, I actually went up and killed the Factorum warship, and I thought, oh, that's good. And I went and did an encounter, and it survived the encounter, and it's actually one of the best designs I've made. See, these are what the corridors for the rocket launchers, and this in here is lots of decoys and stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure about how it looks, but it does function very well, and it just will not die. I've went out a few times, and the first encounter I had blew the front wide open and gutted the ship. Didn't die, kept moving. And I went up to did another encounter, and it blew a bit more off, kept moving. And by the time I'd done like 4 or 5 encounters, there was just this back section here left, still fully functional, still moving. So yeah, this ship just won't die. So I made a different version of it here. Now this one has just got more armor on it and a few more weapons, and yeah, this actually does better than that one. But like I say, I just added more armor to it and gave it a few more weapons, and I reinforced the inside of it with did I put a thing in? Yeah, it's got a bit of an interior. I did put a door in. But inside here, I've reinforced the tanks with what they called the doors, the blast doors, because they make very good sort of stops. So I've put every now and then again I've put like a layer of blast doors, and it's made it just way more durable. And then I thought I'd make a heavy version, and this I don't like this as much as I like the others because it's just not, it don't look as nice. Hang on. I'm trying to get, it's very dark. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, I made this separately. This has got light and heavy armor. This is all heavy armor. So yeah, I made this to be more durable, but it's armed in pretty much the same way. It's got rocket launchers under there, and I did have two rocket launchers at the front, but I found that when they got blown up, it blew off the whole front. So I'm better off just having armor. Then got turrets underneath. Sorry, hiccup. Yeah, it's got turrets underneath it. We've got turrets at the top, and this is still a work in progress because I really hate this. This is meant to be the bridge, but in this one I sunk it down a bit, and there's just this little bit sticking up, which I think looks good. But this I don't like. Yeah, so I'm going to sink this down a block, and I'm going to add more. I might put some artillery or something on it, but I'll put it further down the deck here, maybe here or something. I might get rid of that, and I might put deck guns here so I can control them, because I've noticed that a lot of my designs, I have a lot of turrets, but I want to get more into weapons that I fire. Like some of the patrol ships and that I've got have a lot more weapons that I fire. But yeah, so this is the most recent one I've made. So yeah, I think that's about it. I have got more designs that are sort of half finished, or that I didn't really think would fit in here. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how these all turned out. And like I say, they all have, apart from these, they all have jump drives. Everything here has full AI, so I could just use them as drones. They've all got remote controls as well, so I can just sort of make a few of them. And I'm working on how to make them escort a ship through a jump drive. I think probably what I'm going to have to do is like dock them to a ship, but that's something I'm working out. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with my fleet. I've still got some gaps in it, but looking at it like this, I'm like, okay, I need to make a fighter version of that, or no, maybe a battleship of that design, or more of these, or whatever. So I like looking at it sometimes and just thinking, okay, I need that, and that, because it gives me ideas. But yeah, I thought some people might want to see some ships. Okay, bye.